All right, good day, everybody. It is Monday, August the 29th, 2022. August is days away from being over, and we're going to roll right into fall, September. It's just right around the corner. So thanks for joining us today for Headline Hits with LW. Let's just dive right into it. Let's get right back into things. A lot of stuff happening in the news. Some of it's a little concerning. So here's something that is in the news cycle this week. It's going to be ongoing, a lot of stuff unfolding what happened there at Mar-a-Lago. So federal judge sides with Trump, announces preliminary intent for special master. What is a special master? Well, a federal judge has sided with former President Donald Trump and announced her preliminary intent to appoint a special master to review the documents seized by the FBI at the Mar-a-Lago earlier this month. A special master would review documents and materials to determine which are protected by attorney-client privilege and exclusive or executive privilege, barring the department, the DOJ, from using them. So I don't know, just a lot of stuff that's really going to it's going to make us scratch our heads and go, wow. The decision by Judge Aileen M. Cannon, a Trump appointee, comes less than 1 week after Trump's legal team filed a motion seeking an independent review of the seized documents. Trump's motion, filed Monday, argued that the FBI raid was a political hit job against him by President Joe Biden's DOJ. All right. So we've all heard a lot of what's going on with that. So that's in the news today. We'll see where that goes. Here's the next headline that I wanted to talk about because just a little bit over a week ago, short 2 weeks ago, when I was headed to Missouri, we were able, I guess the great state of Wyoming was able to vote out Liz Cheney. And so Alaska is getting ready to do the same thing, but Democrats are fighting back. So Democrat votes could save Lisa Murkowski from Trump-endorsed Kelly Shisba. I know I'm pronouncing that name wrong. 21-year-old incumbent, 21-year incumbent, Lisa Murkowski. So she has been a state representative for Alaska for now over 21 years, and her best chance of defeating Trump-endorsed candidate Kelly Sheba could be Democrat votes. Now, you got to stop and think. Here we are. We have two people who are registered Republicans fighting for Republican votes in their state. And they're saying the only way that this incumbent, who also is a pro-impeachment candidate, which was on the side of impeaching Trump not once but twice. So Alaska wants to vote her out, but it is Democrats that are going to save her seat, is what they're saying. Similar to how Representative Liz Cheney from Wyoming tried to benefit from Democrat votes in her preliminary election, lost. The pro-impeachment Murkowski, best hope of winning re-election against Sheba, could be the opposite party or opposition party. So remember, we talked about Liz Cheney. We brought it up that people were actually sending her funds from Colorado, the Bushes from Texas, and then also California was also sending her money. So they're taking campaign contributions from other states, and now they're wanting Democrats in the state of Alaska to vote for a Republican candidate. Yeah, just highlighting that. You take it for what it's worth. All right, next headline. The Biden recession. Now, check this out. NBC may cut 33% of their primetime programming to save money. If you don't think that we're winning, if you don't think that you're making a difference by turning that boob tube off and not watching lamestream media, I'm here to tell you we are winning, and it is making a huge impact, not just for Communist News Network, but also for some of the other primetime shows out there. So with viewership and revenues continuing to fall, NBC is looking to cut a number of hours it programs for primetime television. Under the plan being discussed, NBC would halt its primetime programming at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and hand that following hour, uh, followed hour each evening over to affiliates to air whatever program they want, according to the Wall Street Journal. So, really, folks, financially, we're really guys where it counts. When you guys turn that TV off, when you're not watching lamestream media anymore, whether it's news or if it's some of those disgusting programs that they like to throw the transgenders in there and all the other nonsense that is not wholesome for our children to watch, or not even wholesome for our massive, massive hits. And if you don't think that financially they're taking a hit, boy, they're scrambling right now. And I think it's just amazing to see the Patriot movement come together and make this difference. All right, something else that I found circulating in the news: the Joe Rogan show. Aaron Rodgers, quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, which is my NFL team. Aaron Rodgers is great, but I'm a I'm a huge Brett fan. I'm just sorry. I just think Brett Favre was the greatest of all time, one of the greatest of all time. And we can debate that all you want. A lot of people love Joe Montana. I think he was a great. And then, of course, we got the GOAT himself from New England, who's playing for, I don't know, he's playing for different teams now. Tom Brady, another great. Anyway, back to the Joe Rogan show. They didn't. So he had Aaron Rodgers on. They had a quite a conversation. Aaron Rodgers says that the NFL stooges threatened players with their jobs over the vacations. Another revelation by Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers in his interview with Joe Rogan revealed how the NFL threatened players by holding their jobs hostage unless they got the vacation. During the August 27th interview by Joe Rogan, in which Rodgers admitted that he purposely misled the media on his vacation status. Rodgers also blasted the NFL for its effort to forcing players to take the vacation. And it goes into a lot of detail here. If you guys want to catch that article, you can catch it in Breitbart. But he's saying that how they look righteous for the league, and how it's nothing but a bunch of virtue signaling. They are right at 95% compliance with the vacation in NFL. 95% compliance with players in the NFL taking the vacation. It's horrible. So many players did not get their religious exemption or religious freedom, like we like to call it here at LWN. So these poor players have been, in my opinion, abused as just along the lines as the rest of us. He also said they didn't follow up. Aaron Rodgers reveals how woke media allowed him to obscure the vacation status. In a recent interview with podcast king Joe Rogan, Green Bay quarterback says Aaron Rodgers admitted that he purposefully tried to mislead the media when he told them he was immunized for the sickness in 2021. So we talk about this all the time about how you have your own immune system and being immune to the sickness through your own healthy immune system. That's what he was referring to in this interview, and how they single out players and try to get the gotcha question with players by asking them, have you been vacationed? And if you don't answer, they automatically assume you have not, and they go after you. If you do answer, it's none of your business. It's my private information. They attack you. So these NFL players have really gone through a few hard times, and some of them, like Aaron Rodgers, is standing up. But besides that, I still have a problem with any NFL team thinking it's okay, any NFL player thinking it's okay to kneel at the national anthem. Sorry, folks. That's just how I feel. So here's the next headline for today: the curse of Kamala. Old Hills Up herself, Vice President Hills Up Harris. Desperate winless streak continues after NASA scrubs Artis launch. So what is that all about? Well, You just can't make this stuff up. Vice President Kamala Harris' desperate winless streak continued Monday after NASA scrubbed the Artemis launch due to issues with one of its rocket's four engines. Why am I bringing this headline up? Why is she on the administration's National Space Council? That's my question. This woman has no idea about any of this information, any of this technology, any of this science, and she sits on the National Space Council for the Biden administration. I've listened to a couple of her comments that she made on Twitter. You guys can catch this article in Breitbart. She is none other than Joe Biden reincarnated in a female body. Her talking points go in circles. They're meaningless. They have no meaning whatsoever. She is a buffoon, and why she's sitting on that council is beyond me. But anyway, she's striking out. They're striking out, and it all just continues to collapse on this administration. All right, here is something that's been in the news cycle for the last couple of days I thought was newsworthy. Some bombs were dropped on the Joe Rogan show yet again. So FBI does not deny it warned Facebook of imminent dump of Russian propaganda before Hunter Biden, his laptop story broke. So a few days ago, Joe Rogan had Zuckerberg on his show and straight up asked him about what the FBI was doing during the 2019 cycle. I got to be careful on the words I use because they always like to censor us. So Zuckerberg came right out and dropped the bomb and said, "Hey, I was approached by the FBI," and this is what he said. The agency did, however, try to distance itself from Facebook's actions, the Bureau fueled, and that the NBC News reported the FBI admitted that the Bureau did provide companies with foreign threat indicators to help protect their platforms and consumers, but that it could not ask or direct companies to take action on information received. Now, that is a blatant lie. Lie, 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 FBI. Okay? And here it goes a little bit further. The FBI re retu- they notified U.S. private sectors and entities, including social media providers, of potential threat information so that they could decide how to better defend against threats. And that's what they told NBC News. So here's what old Zuckerberg had to say. The FBI, I think, basically came to us, some folks on our team, and was like, "Hey, just so you know, like you should be on high alert. There was we thought there was a lot of Russian propaganda in the 2016 cycle," Zuckerberg explained to Joe Rogan, "and we have it on notice that basically there's about to be some kind of dump, and that's similar to that. So just be vigilant." End quote from Zuckerberg. He also quoted saying, "We just kind of thought, hey, look, if the FBI, which I think view as a legitimate institution in this country, it's very professional law enforcement." Zuckerberg continued, "They come to us and tell us that we need to be on guard about something, then we ought to take that seriously." So Rogan caught him in a question when he said over and over again, Zuckerberg in the interview, and you catch it on Twitter through Breitbart if you choose to. He said over and over again in his interview, which was a lie after lie after lie, that Facebook did not censor anybody from putting out any information on Hunter Biden's laptop. That is an absolute lie. That is a 100% absolute lie. Zuckerberg and his team and his so-called fact checkers obviously censored lots of conservative voices out there, including myself. So it was a lie. He said, "Oh, we still let them share it. We still let them put the information out. It just wasn't as prominent as normal information." That was an absolute lie. So Rogan came back and asked the question, "Well, what's the percentage of that censorship?" and he didn't have an answer for that. So good kudos to Joe Rogan for really putting it to old Mark Zuckerberg. But you know what? Mark Zuckerberg really dropped a bomb there on the FBI. So they're as corrupt as they get. All right, last article for today. I thought this was pretty interesting. Want to highlight this for you guys. Forces from China, India, Nicaragua, and elsewhere to join Russian war games drill. Now, a lot of countries, just so you guys know, a lot of countries out there join together, do different war games. The U.S. does it with other countries as well. But I just found this a little bit interesting with the tensions between China, Russia, and the West. So Russia said Monday it will launch a sweeping war game drills in its countries east that will involve forces from China, a show of increasingly close military ties between Moscow and Beijing amid tensions with the West over the Kremlin's actions in the Ukraine. The Russian Defense Ministry said that the East 22 exercise will be held September 1st through the 7th in various locations in Russia's Far East and the Sea of Japan, and involve more than 50,000 troops, over 5,000 weapons units, including 140 aircraft and 60 warships. The drills will be conducted at 7 firing ranges in the far eastern Russia and will engage troops from several ex-Soviet nations: China, India, Laos, Mongolia, Nicaragua, and Syria, including some of those countries joining these war games. Why am I bringing this up? I'm bringing this up just to give you guys a little bit of heads up on what the other countries of the world are doing, while it seems like this current administration, this tyranny that we are living in, has no clue what's going on. Period. They have no clue. They're asleep at the wheel. All right, that's all we have for today for Headline Hits, folks. I will be back this evening, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the big show. Catch us then. Love y'all. God bless.